Where did our family come from?
Our family came from Poland.
Okay. Do you know who were the first people in our family to come to America?
Yes. Your uncle, Barnett Rosenstein.
Okay. And were any of our family members survivors of the Holocaust or war veterans?
Well, yes. The ones who were the survivors, our cousins in Israel are survivors.
Okay.
But most of them were murdered in the Holocaust.
Okay.
We had one sister of Ruth. Ruth was your grandmother, right?
Yes.
Well, one of her sisters, whose name was Pearl.
Yes. Actually, no, Ruth was my great-grandmother.
Oh, well, Pearl was her sister, and she remained in Lodz, and her family was all killed.
Okay.
And she came, Barnett sponsored her to come to America, and she did.
Okay.
And while she was here, she met a very nice man who wanted to marry her.
Okay.
And she had children at home. They weren't children anymore, they were grown. And she wanted to marry this man, but she said she has to go home and explain to her children.
Okay.
And she went home to explain it to her children, and she was taken by the Nazis and murdered.
Okay.
So she never made it back here.
Oh. What stories have you been told about our family's life coming to America?
I didn't understand what you said.
Oh, sorry. What stories have you been told about our family's life before coming to America?
Well, we were very fortunate. My Uncle Barnett, who was your great Ruth's brother.
Okay.
He came first, and he was very fortunate and made a lot of money.
Okay.
And he brought the rest of the family.
Okay.
And unlike other families that came, he didn't come steerage or anything like that. He brought them here with tickets and rooms, and he bought a house. I don't know if he bought or rented a house for them.
Okay.
A brownstone.
Okay.
And they had a house to go to.
Okay. Do you have any memories of your grandparents?
I never met them. I was married. I was born after they died.
Okay.
But I have pictures of them.
Okay. When and where were you born?
Oh, I was born in Brooklyn.
Okay. And where have you lived?
Where have I lived?
Yes.
I've lived in New York.
Okay.
And I've lived in Elmont, Long Island.
Okay.
And now I live in Florida.
Okay. What did your parents do for a living?
My father was in the woolen business.
Okay.
And that was the business that my mother's father was in. My mother's father was in Poland. They were all in the woolen business, the whole family.
What was your childhood like?
In New York?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Okay. What were your family traditions?
Well, all the Jewish holidays, and especially some that we all gathered together.
Okay. Do you have some favorite family stories?
Well, I just told you one about Aunt Pearl.
Okay.
And Passover especially.
Yes. We
used to all get together, and sometimes we had to sleep like four in a bed too, but nobody complained because we were always happy to be together.
Oh, that's nice. Do you have what was really important to your family, such as education, Judaism, freedom, or honesty?
Oh, well, my grandparents were very religious, and religion was very, carrying the religion was extremely important to them.
Yes.
as the years went on, and the generations, their religious activities became less important, and secular activities became more important.
Okay.
I think that now, at the present time, we're trying to balance both, because we realize that you need that for a full life. You need to have your religion, and you need to have secular.
I understand.
Yeah.
It's like my school, because it's both religious and secular.
Well, that's exactly right. That's exactly what we are striving for now.
What did you or your family ever experience a natural disaster?
A what?
A natural disaster, such as a flood or a hurricane?
I personally did experience Hurricane Andrew.
Okay.
In Florida.
How did your parents meet and decide to get married?
Oh, that's interesting too. My mother and father, my mother's parents and my father's parents, they were both in the woolen business, and they did business together. They did business with each other. And when my mother's parents said that they were coming to America, my father's parents asked if their son could come with them.
Okay.
So my parents met on the ship and fell in love on the ship and got married when, shortly after they got to America.
Oh, okay. Do you have any old records or documents that you could tell me more about the family?
How old is old?
Any documents you have, I mean.
Well, I have documents. I know exactly when my parents came to America because I looked it up on the computer. They came in 1907.
Okay. Do you have any family heirlooms?
Family what?
Heirlooms.
Heirlooms. Do I have any? Thinking. I have pictures of a family Seder.
Okay.
And I sent a copy of that picture to Madeline and Sam.
Okay.
So it's someplace in the family.
Okay. Can you tell me anything about my grandparents, Madeline and Sam?
Oh, sure. Madeline and Sam, I introduced them to each other.
Really?
Because, yeah, Sam was a blind date for me. And then I couldn't go for one reason or another. And I told him that my cousin is perfect for him because he was short. And I said, I have a cousin who I think you'd like very much, and I think she's better for you than I am.
Okay.
I'm taller. And I called Madeline, and I exaggerated that I knew him for a long time. I really didn't. But I was in the jewelry. I worked for a company in the jewelry business, and he was in the jewelry business in, I don't remember if it was Mississippi or New Orleans. Your mother might know that.
Okay.
And so I introduced them.
Okay.
And I was very proud of the fact that I did because they had a good family life and they had a good life together.
Okay. Can you tell me about your aunts and uncles?
Well, yes. My grandmother on my mother's side had 10 children, and 7 of them survived and came to this country.
Okay.